So we're here talking about the Business Resilience Index that we've launched in January 2026, and we're looking specifically at some of the industries that we've called out in the index, based upon the 600 independent reviews. So as we took a look at sort of the tech, software, and the platform area, actually, high levels of agility, but some fairly big gaps, and the biggest spread on the scores between the five key areas. Unsurprising that innovation scored really, really well, security scored really, really well, but there were some surprising results, Mike.
There were, and I think spread was also the word I would use. I'll give efficiency as an example. What we see within the index is that there are companies who do it really well. There are others who don't do it much at all, right? So what that tells me is across this industry, you either do it or you don't. For me, this was one across the entire index and across the sectors that was the most black and white, where we see that discrepancy. And so I think the opportunity here is to leverage the knowledge and look at those customers who are doing it really well today, and how can other customers, how can other organizations emulate that and learn from that and apply it. And I think it's not just about, hey, let's put in an automation tool. Hey, let's try this, new piece of technology. It's thinking more broadly in terms of, wait a second, what is it that we're trying to achieve, and how do we do that better, faster, smarter, both today where there's opportunity, but also for those unknown things ahead, which in the industry of technology is probably more pronounced than any other sector.
Yeah, I think consistently embedding things inside technology companies is really, really tough because we tend to be, full of great engineers who are super curious, can think round corners, but embedding those processes sometimes tends to be a challenge. What about you, Reese? I mean, you must have had some eyebrow-raising moments reading it.
Yeah, the what was interesting for me was really around the efficiency piece, the efficiency piece, and it was weak at the top, so there was not much going on in terms of being strategic about it, and it was weak at the bottom. And I think the weak at the bottom was really around technical debt. We see a lot of software and tech companies actually, whilst they're software and tech, they don't fix their own environments, and they're being held back from that perspective. At the top, I think there's innovation that goes on, but I think to Mike's point, it's not being embedded, and so that's a weakness at that top end of that scale, in terms of being resilient about what they're doing with innovation and tech.
Yeah, and I think the waves are just coming faster and faster, aren't they? So you think about the mobile wave,
Yep.
you think about the cloud wave, you think about where we are, we're at the beginning of the AI wave. Every time one of those great big tech waves comes along, in many ways, you're leaving a whole set of technical debt behind. So how do you make sure you continue to drive the same level of efficiency whilst taking advantage
Yeah.
of that next wave of technology? Because that really is what our clients come to us for.
Yeah.